Is Iron Man the heart of the MCU? Is Captain America its soul? Is Thor the funny one? We've debated for years who the central figure of the Marvel Cinematic Universe truly is. But what if I told you the answer isn't any of the big three? What if the character with the most consistent, emotionally resonant, and brilliantly written arc has been hiding in plain sight, covered in fur, and carrying a ridiculously large gun? Today we're talking about why Rocket Raccoon is, without a doubt, the best written character in the entire MCU. Now, before you click away, hear me out. From his first appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket was more than just a comic relief. Sure, he was sarcastic, cynical, and had a penchant for stealing prosthetic limbs. But underneath that tough exterior, James Gunn and the creative team planted the seeds of a deeply wounded and complex character. Think back to that scene in the first Guardians movie. The drunken ran on nowhere. He screams, "I didn't ask to get made. I didn't ask to be torn apart and put back together over and over and turned into some some little monster." That wasn't just a throwaway line. It was the thesis statement for his entire character arc. It's the core of his pain, the source of his anger, and the reason he pushes everyone away. He sees himself as a monster, a freak of science, and he assumes everyone else sees him that way too. This self-loathing defines his early interactions. He calls Groot an idiot, bickers with Quill, and scoffs at the idea of being part of anything, let alone a family. He builds walls made of sarcasm and weaponry because he's terrified of letting anyone in, only to have them reject him for what he is. Then we get to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This film is a masterclass in character development, especially for Rocket. The central theme of the movie is family, and Rocket's journey is a direct exploration of that. His conflict with Peter over the batteries is petty, sure, but it comes from a place of deep insecurity. He sabotages their mission because he's testing the limits of their new bond. He's pushing them away to see if they'll actually leave. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy rooted in his trauma. The most pivotal relationship in this film for him is with Yondu. At first, they seem like complete opposites, but they quickly realize they are mirror images of each other. Yondu's line, "I know you, boy. Because you're me," hits like a ton of bricks. Both of them act tough, push people away, and pretend they don't care, all because they're terrified of being vulnerable. They are two broken souls who find a kindred spirit in one another. Yondu's sacrifice at the end isn't just to save Peter. It's a lesson for Rocket. It shows in the ultimate act of love and selflessness, proving that even a broken, messed up guy can be a hero and a father. The final shot of Rocket, teary-eyed at Yondu's funeral, watching the Ravagers arrive, is one of the most powerful moments in the entire MCU. He finally understands. He finally sees that he is not a monster, and he is worthy of love and belonging. He's found his family. Then comes the blip. Infinity War and Endgame put Rocket through the ultimate test. He loses everyone. Every single member of his family turns to dust right in front of him, except for Nebula. For 5 years, he's left adrift, not just in space, but emotionally. This is a Rocket we've never seen before. The snark is gone, replaced by a quiet, weary sadness. He's still doing the work, helping the remaining Avengers, but the fire is gone. He's just existing. This period is crucial. It shows us how much his family truly meant to him. His entire identity had shifted from being a lone, cynical creature to being a guardian of the galaxy. Without them, he's lost. The reunion in Endgame is so cathartic because we feel his 5 years of grief. When he sees Groot again, that simple, "Hey Groot," carries the weight of half a decade of loneliness. His journey through these two films is about holding on to hope in the face of unimaginable loss, and it cements his transformation from a selfish outcast into a genuine hero who will literally travel through time to save his family. And this all culminates in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is essentially the Rocket Raccoon story. This movie is a gut punch, but a necessary one. It finally pulls back the curtain on his horrific origin. We don't just hear about it, we see it. We meet Lilla, Teefs, and Floor. We see the innocent, curious creature he once was before the high evolutionary tortured and twisted him. This context is everything. It reframes his entire MCU journey. His anger, his cynicism, his self-hatred. It all clicks into place. We understand that his defense mechanisms weren't just a personality quirk. They were a survival tactic developed in a cage. The flashback scenes are brutal, but they're essential for us to fully grasp the depth of his trauma. It's not just that he was experimented on. It's that he found a family, made a promise to them, and then watched them get murdered because of him. The guilt and pain from that moment have haunted him his entire life. When he finally confronts the high evolutionary and screams, "The name's Rocket Raccoon!" It's a declaration of identity. He's no longer just an experiment, 89P13. He is reclaiming his name and his life on his own terms. He saves the other animals not just because it's the right thing to do, but because he's saving himself. He's honoring the memory of his first family by creating a new one. What makes Rocket's arc so brilliant is its consistency. Each movie builds upon the last, layering his character with more depth and nuance. His journey from a self-loathing outcast to a grieving survivor, and finally to a confident leader and captain of the Guardians, is one of the most complete and satisfying arcs in cinematic history, period. He never loses his core personality. He's still sarcastic, still a genius mechanic, still a little bit of a jerk. But he grows. He learns to accept love, to give love, and to see himself not as a monster, but as a guardian of the galaxy. Other characters in the MCU have great moments, but many of them have arcs that are inconsistent or reset between movies. Tony Stark's PTSD is a major plot point in Iron Man 3, and then largely forgotten. Thor's entire personality changes depending on who's writing him. But Rocket? His growth is linear, logical, and emotionally devastatingly effective. He confronts his trauma, heals, and becomes a better person or raccoon because of it. He is the bruised, broken, beautiful heart of the Guardians trilogy, and arguably the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. So next time you're debating who the best MCU character is, don't forget the little guy with the big gun. He might just be the greatest hero of them all. What do you think? Is Rocket the best written character, or is there someone else you think deserves the title? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. See you in the next one.